Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mukunda Minister. Today I'm with my friend Mr. Moses Musa. So he's going to elaborate, explain more about Qatar, how he has come to Qatar all the way from the Uganda. So coming to Qatar. So watch out guys. So welcome to my channel.
Okay, thank you.
Tell us a bit about yourself so that people who are following us, like viewers, can know who I'm talking to, who they are following, as my friend, my colleague, whom we live together, so that they know whom they are watching.
Well, my name is Musa. I'm a Ugandan, and I'm currently working in Doha, Qatar. Uh, that's a bit about me.
Yeah. So, thank you very much, Mr. Moses. Thank you very much for telling the viewers whom you are. I mean, the person that they are watching for the moment. So I have like three questions that I want to ask you. So the first question is like, what led you to decide to come to Qatar, or can you tell me a bit more about your journey, or like what were your reasons for moving to Qatar?
Okay. You know, when it comes to Africa, all of you can understand it. I graduated from school because I studied tourism and hotel management.
Yeah.
The moment I finished, there is a lot which was going through home. Like, you feel like you have a big dream and you feel like at home, maybe I'll not be able to achieve it. And remember, you have seen already your friends going abroad and you're like, okay, maybe I should also give it a try.
Yeah, sure.
So I started doing some little work at home, like working for these people, some companies, so that you can get some money. Then remember, I still had my vision that, okay, I need my life to be like this. You have a goal already, so, but you don't have the finances. So in the beginning, I decided like, okay, let me just make the passport and it be there, because maybe I don't have the money to take me where I want to be, but I'll do things step by step. So I just got the passport, uh, and I kept it at home, still struggling and just making my research and another thing. So, but the moment you get the idea that you want to get out of the country, the first thing which comes first is the requirements, is the passport.
Exactly.
That's before you think about where you're going to start from. The first starting point is to get the passport.
True.
So I just got my passport and I kept it at home. I kept on struggling at home, you know, just working here and there until the opportunity arose. Then I just went for it, and here I am.
Wow, that's great. So as Moses said, the first thing in requirements, you need to have the passport so that you can be able to pass, or just to pass through the airport. So the other question is why it is so hard to get Qatari citizenship?
Now that is a big question,
Yeah.
of which none of us can answer that, but we can try to go through that. And you see, to get a citizenship in Qatar, it depends to the country policies, of which that one should be the kings, because this country is ruled by the kingdom and another thing. So they set their policies and rules. So it's difficult. Actually, it's nearly to impossible to get a citizenship here, because that's their rules and that is their law. But what you can do, you can be a resident, you can work in Qatar, you can do another thing, and you forget about the citizenship, because sometimes it's not about us, it's about the country policies and everything. So it's not like Africa or Europe, where you go and be there certain years and become a citizenship. In Qatar, it's nearly to impossible to be a citizen here, but you can be a resident and live a good life here.
Sure. That's good. Good answer. But the thing is, even if it is like impossible, it seems like to be impossible. But if you were born in Qatar, with maybe like you had relationship with the Qatari, so you can have that chance of being a citizen.
No.
In a way that if they agree,
Yeah.
like the family approves, like accept you like as their child, as their kid, so you can have that citizenship. Yeah, it's nearly to the impossible. Like impossible is possible somehow.
Yeah.
You understand? So
Yes.
it doesn't mean that people are not getting citizenship. There's some people from Sudan or from other countries from Africa who are a citizen in this country, who has citizenship. So yes, it's somehow impossible, but on the other hand, it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah,
What I know about the citizenship here,
yeah,
you can get immunity. Immunity is like you can be a police officer here when you are not a Qatari,
yeah,
when you're a Sudani, another country, because they prioritize the people who knows Arabic when it comes to the army or to the police.
absolutely,
But
yes.
still, those people, they don't give the citizenship, but they give them immunity. They can give their a visa of 10 years or 20 years. It's like a golden visa. It's actually among the world, the Arabic countries, like the GCC countries, like even Dubai can give you a gold visa where it's not a citizenship, but you are entitled to live in that country for almost 10 years. And it's renewable, like they can renew it for you again.
Yeah,
But to be a citizenship here is okay, to the little knowledge I know about it, is like you cannot find a lady here and give birth to in their lady, and your son become a citizenship. You cannot. You will never get a citizenship. Even your son, you gave birth through their daughter, like the lady here. You cannot. The only citizenship you can only get if
but the
the
son can get
no
citizenship.
the
Why?
man,
Mm,
if the Qatari man
mm,
give birth in your Rwanda girl or Ugandan girl,
mm-hmm.
the son will be citizenship of Qatar.
Yes.
But if you, a Ugandan man, get married to a Qatari lady, your son will never be a Qatari. So that's how it is.
Why? Explain that
now,
one. That is
now
complicated,
it's
huh?
complicated, but that's how the law is. I told
Mm,
you people, they make their policies and another
yeah,
thing. When it comes to Islam part of it,
yeah,
a man makes more of the man is responsible for everything. A lady can change from a man. If I marry a Qatari, the Qatari should take my citizenship.
yeah,
Even in Islam is too deep. We don't want to go into religion part of it, but
yeah.
is citizenship and the region in Qatar, they have their own policies.
Exactly. So let's cut it in short. So the last question is, which is like the purpose of this conversation. It's like my friends asked me about more information regarding the Qatar living conditions, jobs, accommodation, meals, etc. Could you please tell us a bit more information about this question? Because somehow I get stuck, because I explain, and then they're like, oh, we need more information, because they are interested to come to Qatar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually a fair question. Since I have been in Qatar for quite a while and I've been in different companies, I think I am the right person to give you the information. Uh, Qatar is like any other country. It has its laws and policies, but it has private companies and public companies.
Yes.
So every company has its own policy and it has its own laws. Uh, okay, leave alone the laws that governs the land, but also the company has their own policies. So when it comes, there is companies which you can go into. It depends, also your lucks and your chances.
Yeah.
There is a company that can provide all that. Like our company, uh, we thank God it's good that it can give you accommodation, it can give you food, it can give you transport, and your salary comes in time. But there is also other companies, because I've been there, which can take time without even paying you, or it can pay you, but sometimes it doesn't provide food and transport, but you have to work. But all comes to the company policy and their everything. So the good thing is to make a research when you're going into the company, read the offer letter very well, ask questions during the interview so that you know which company you're really going for.
Exactly.
So that's the only advice I can give to the person who wants to come and maybe has already made the research, found the company, planning to do interview. Don't be afraid to ask question to the interviewer. You always ask the question how, according to your well-being, because you're going to be in that company.
Wow. So, for people who are not willing to get some jobs like offer letters from the private or public companies, so and they are like interested to come to Qatar by themselves to be like freelancers, do you have any idea about the rent in Qatar, like accommodation, like how much, or maybe like is it cheap, expensive, is it affordable? If you have any information about that, please share with the viewers.
Okay. Qatar is like any other country, but remember we are not in the third world country. Of course, things becomes a bit expensive compared to where we come from. But when you come here, there is also standards. The way we have upper, medium, and there is a standards. Like in my country, we have those standards whereby a person who lives in Monyonyo, who lives in Kololo, is you understand if someone say I'm coming from Kololo, I know we know the kind of life they live. That is the upper part of it. So even here it is the way your money, your pocket takes you where you want to be. If you want something cheap, there is where you can find some accommodation which is cheap. If you want something like expensive, also there is where. So it's you just make the research, just know your pocket and search where you belong.
Absolutely. So the other thing that I need to add is about transportation compared to Uganda. So when you see like metro or train here in Qatar, and the buses, the way they do their work. So is it cheap than Uganda, or maybe like this similar, or could you please give us the comparison?
Okay. In Uganda, transport, everything actually, not even transport, everything is cheap. But when it comes here, you will pay even the money, but you will appreciate of what you're doing. There is no traffic, there is no what. Actually, we have even free transport here. You can use the metro buses on the free, like without even a penny.
Wow.
The metros here are very cheap. Like actually, we have a metro system in Uganda, but it's not actually public transport. Like you can use it, but here transport is easy. Um, it's just 2 real to move everywhere. I can move from here to even Rwanda in the metro station on only 2 real.
That's good.
You
Yeah,
get.
it's
So
reality,
here
guys.
cheap is transport is very cheap.
Sure.
We have car, we have buses where I can use free to go there as long as I have a metro card to tap there. Actually, transport here is cheap. The roads are very good. There is no traffic. Okay, there is traffic to people who have not been in Uganda, but when you compare the traffic in Uganda and here, I don't see traffic here because you can move anytime, anyhow, and it's very cheap.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moses, for coming. And I hope guys who were just asking me too many questions regarding the transportation, I forget something about the meals. Is it cheap compared to Uganda or any other country in Africa, or that let's tell us a bit about the way you see the items, like food items in supermarkets?
Okay. In my country, food are very cheap, but they become very expensive because you are not having that quality of job. Here, what makes things cheap is one, because I have a job. I can afford everything you get.
Exactly.
So you will not see that things are more expensive because you have job. You are working. You get.
Yes.
So you can survive because at the end of the day, you go tomorrow, you go in the morning and work. You at the end of the day, you get paid and you can afford the life. of which in Uganda, food is very cheap, but sometimes you cannot afford it because you don't have the quality of job. So if we talk about affordability, sometimes also think about the the access to work. Do you have access to job in your country?
True.
Okay, if you don't have access to jobs, then things becomes expensive. So things becomes cheap here because we can access the work. You get.
I get you. I get you. So, as you can see, you have heard from him. He truly said that what he said. All of them they are true, because I'm living in Qatar. We are together, as I said. He's my roommate. So I wanted you guys to hear from him because he's an expert. He came all the way from Uganda and he traveled a lot. So he knows more about me. So that's why I invited him as the senior to explain more about what you've asked me. So thank you for watching, guys. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the video.
All right. Thank you for having me on your channel, and I hope people they have gotten something out of what we have spoken, and we keep in touch.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
I hope it is